Hi, in this lecture you will learn how to use the when clause on triggers. Now, let me explain you like that. At first, we learned the conditional predicates and said that you can use an if clause and updating predicate with the column name. With this way, you can do some business based on the updates of different columns. Then we learned the update of clause and said that you can take actions for specific columns with using the updating predicate and with the column name. But this decreases the performance. This is not the aim of updating predicate. So you can use the update of event to fire the trigger only if any update occurs on the specified columns. These are really good usages and will ease your job for so many times. But what if you want to do a business based on some values? For example, if you want to do something if the salary is greater than 50,000. Actually, we can do that with some if clauses and new qualifiers. But now I will show you a better way to do this. We can use a when clause after the for each row keywords. With this when keyword, we can write the condition between the parentheses. This condition must result a Boolean value. If this condition is true, the body of the trigger is executed. If not, it is not executed. But notice that the trigger is fired in all cases, but the body is not executed if the condition returns null or false. Here, there is an important issue with the usage of when clause. If you need to use a new and old qualifiers or their aliases, you write them without the colon signs. Otherwise, you will have an error. Great. Now let's open up our before row trigger and make our example. As you can see in here, we prevented the update of the salary if it is greater than 50,000. But here there are two disadvantages. The first one is if you make an insert with a higher salary, you can do that. The second one is this body will be executed even if the salary is lower than 50,000. So this will lower the performance. Alright, now we will create a simple and efficient trigger for that issue. So let's open up a new worksheet for that and type. Let's write create or replace trigger prevent higher salary. Before insert or update of salary on employees copy. Now here we did some useful things for the performance. The first thing is we know that a salary can only be changed to a high value with an insert or update, so we omitted the delete event. Then since we only consider the salary column, we used update of salary instead of the standard update event. So any other updates will not fire that trigger. So with these two things, we increase the performance with eliminating unnecessary executions. Great, now let's continue. I write for each row. Now, we know that when clause is written after the for each row. So let's write our when clause now. When new.salary is greater than 50,000. Great. It is so easy. We write when keyword, then inside of the parentheses, we write our condition. This condition must evaluate a Boolean value. If it is true, the body will work. If it is not true, if it is false or null, the body will not be executed. So this will also increase the performance. Because we eliminated so much updates with using the update of clause and omitted the deletes. So a very less of the DML operations fire that trigger. And in here, we eliminate the fired ones. So if the salary is lower than 50,000, the body will not be executed. This will also increase the performance with eliminating the unnecessary operations. So now we can write our code. Begin and end. Since the only job of this trigger is preventing the high salaries, we can simply raise the application error with a specific message. Raise application error and minus something like that. And our message is a salary cannot be higher than 50,000. Great. Now let's create our trigger. Now let's be sure that all the other triggers are disabled. So let's open up a new worksheet and test our trigger. Update employees copy, set salary is equal to, let's say, 60,000 again. As you can see, it prevented the update. So now let's change the salary to some lower value and try again. As you can see, this time it is accepted. Actually, we could do that with using an if clause and raise the error inside of it. But the benefit of this usage is, with this usage, the body is not executed if the new value of the salary is lower than 50,000. So this will gain you some performance. Besides, your code will be more good looking and easier to understand. Great. Now we have learned that we can use when clause in the row level triggers to restrict the execution of bodies. With this way, we gain some performance. But notice that this is used only with the row level triggers, not useful for the other trigger types. Alright, this is the end of this lecture. See you in the next lectures.